gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
Officers involved in shootings this week are now being doxxed and threatened. Doxing is where people post someone's personal information online to encourage others to harass them. K2's Eric Mock has been following this story for us today. Eric, Portland police say that's why they're not releasing information on the most recent officer-involved shooting.
That's exactly right. They say these are credible security threats against officers involved in other, officer-involved shootings that we saw happen Sunday. And so they're saying they're not going to release the name of the one that was involved in Wednesday's shooting. But some say, even though that could protect that officer from this harassment or even threats, they say this is not a good move for transparency.
It's been a week of violence in Portland. In 3 separate officer-involved shootings this week, Portland police officers say they were attacked or shot at and forced to fire back, leaving 2 people dead. Now Portland police say some of those officers involved are being doxxed and threatened. Special agent in charge of the Portland FBI office, Kieran Ramsey, confirms this.
We are receiving reports of a number of these officers involved in some of these incidents that are being doxxed or harassed after their names were released. And it's getting very disturbing.
PPB says that's why they're not releasing the name of the officer who allegedly shot and killed a man in a southeast neighborhood Wednesday. Witnesses say the man was shooting off guns in his...
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
During neighbors. PPB says they've determined these are credible security threats to officers involved in other shootings this week and their families. So it's a potential threat to this officer as well.
It's not right. It's just simply not right to see the fact that these officers' names are being released and then immediately they're being doxxed, they're being harassed at a level that, continues this concern of overall community safety.
But not everyone agrees with their decision.
I really believe that it's inappropriate for them to not release the name.
Dan Handelman with Portland Cop Watch says a potential threat against an officer shouldn't be a reason for PPB to suspend their policy.
They are doing nothing to build trust by doing this.
But Kieran says their top priority needs to be protecting officers, and the FBI will be assisting with this in any way they can.
And at the federal level, for the FBI, we take threats against law enforcement officers very seriously. And where appropriate, we will investigate at the federal level and use our appropriate jurisdiction.
And we reached out to Mayor Ted Wheeler about this, and he told us in a statement in part that, they take doxing very seriously and they're going to be investigating all these threats thoroughly and try to find the people behind them. For now, reporting live in Northeast Portland, Eric Mock, K2 News.
Eric, thanks for that report. The string of officer-involved shootings this week started Sunday. That's when police shot and killed a man while responding to a domestic violence call in southeast Portland. On Tuesday, an officer fired at a shooting suspect in North Portland. That person got away. On Wednesday, an officer shot and killed a man who was reportedly firing off a gun in a front yard in southeast Portland. So far this year, there have been 5 shootings involving Portland police. 3 were deadly. 1 was a non-fatal injury. Another was no injury at all. Last year in Portland, there were 8 officer-involved shootings. In 2020, there were 2. The 3 years prior to that, there were 6 each.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.